What's up? Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Angey Lee. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. We are going to be cooking some comfort food today, because in a time like now, every now and then, we need some comfort food, right? Hear me? So we're gonna start off by making some boiled potatoes. So we're gonna cut up our potatoes. First things first, I always start off by washing my hands. I soaked the potatoes, scrubbed them nice and clean, and now I'm gonna cut them and put them in a pot. You could go through all the work of peeling the potatoes, but I tend to buy kind of potatoes that don't have like a really hard peel on them, and then I scrub them so that I don't have to peel them. So it's either these ones or the red potatoes that I use. I'd rather spend a couple dollars more so I don't have to spend the time peeling the potatoes. And I find that if you peel them, or at least when I do, I waste a lot of potatoes because I don't have patience to do it carefully. So our potatoes are cut, and we are going to cut up an onion. So you want to cut some onion up just a tiny bit that's really small, really thin, and like as small as you can dice it, pieces. Not very much, just a little bit. Okay, so there's some onion. That's going to go in the potatoes. Then we're going to take the other half, the onion, like the rest of that half, and slice it up or dice it up kind of small. It doesn't have to be really tiny, but kind of small. And then we're gonna put this one in a bag and save it for another meal. All right, so the potatoes, I filled it up with water all the way to the top. I'm also going to add just a tiny bit of garlic in there. Don't want too much. This much garlic. I'm gonna add salt. So I'd probably say that's probably about a tablespoon of salt. And then turn that on to medium. And let that cook till it's nice and soft and tender. I'm probably gonna need a bigger pot. That's not gonna help when I go to mash it. I do this often, you know, when I'm cooking. The thing about potatoes is you can cook a bunch of potatoes and there'll be leftovers that you can use for other meals and other things, other ideas. So, lots of potatoes. I'm going to turn on the back burner, which is this frying pan back here. Put your butter, margarine, oil of choice. Butter or margarine has more flavor than oil, which is why I use it. So while you're waiting for the butter to melt, open up a can of mushrooms. Give yourself a can of mushrooms. Your margarine's nice and melted. You can add your onions, mushrooms, and let that cook. And now that your oven's heated pretty much, add your pork chops. A lot of pork chops. I'm gonna set 4 aside for another meal because this is already multiple meals. And in the meantime, put your pork chops in the oven, let them start browning just a little bit. Don't forget to stir. We've got to take our pork chops out and flip them. Browning on one side, and that's nice. That's the way we want them. You can make this recipe with any size of pork chops you want. This is just what they had, so this is what I got. You stick those back in the oven for just a couple more minutes while I'm preparing the sauce. So we've got this. This is what's going to be the sauce. We're going to add a bit of garlic, about a teaspoon. Stir that up. I'm going to add 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. Doesn't have to be low fat. It's just what I have. I'm going to turn this down a bit. I'm going to turn it down a bit because it doesn't really need to cook right now. We just need to assemble everything. Add just a tiny touch of milk, just to like thin out the sauce a bit, because it's kind of an odd texture. That's what I don't like. I don't like the low fat stuff. It's a weird texture. So I've got to fix the texture of it with a bit of milk. If you're using regular cream of mushroom soup, you don't normally need to do this. You could add a little bit just to thin it out a bit if you want to, but usually I don't. Usually I like it thick. So. Because it's a canned item that I've used, I don't add any salt to it, so just a whole bunch of pepper. This pepper shaker takes forever. And that's it. That's all we are adding to the sauce. That's it. Very basic. Then we take our pork chops back out. And they're about halfway cooked. We add this sauce to them, and we cook them the other halfway. We want them to be cooked inside. So if you're not sure, take a look. With these, I'll be cooking them maybe about 10 minutes because they're really small. Normally, it would be probably about half an hour with thicker pork chops. All right. That's ready to go in the oven. And because my pork chops are so small, I'm actually going to turn the heat down so that they can cook slower, and then that way there I get more of the pork chop flavor mixed in with the sauce, and that's better. And then that way there, it'll take time, it'll, you know, maybe be ready around the same time, or not too much before the potatoes are ready. And yeah, I'll see you when that happens. I'm so tired. So now that the potatoes are almost finished, I am going to add just a touch of parsley, a touch of pepper, just give that a bit of a stir so the parsley gets soft. And now we're going to move on to this back pan. I've got just a spoon of margarine in there. Just a teaspoon of margarine in there. And a little bit of corn. Enough water to cover your corn, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Turn that on to cook. And then you turn your potatoes off, and you're gonna drain the water out of there. So you got your water drained out. You're gonna add butter. Quite a bit of butter. And then you're gonna add some milk. Leave the milk out because you might need it again. You're gonna smash them. Potato masher. I like my potatoes nice and creamy. They're absolutely amazing like that. And a little bit more milk. So I probably will put in probably about a cup and a half of milk into this. Next thing I want is my hand mixer. I'm sorry, neighbors. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm using my hand mixer. Nice and mixed, whisked. It's a nice creamy, wonderful creamy texture. Nice, wonderful creamy texture. It'll taste delicious. So I will see you when it's all finished and we're plated. gosh, it's so late. It's 20 to 2 and I am so tired. I actually almost forgot to do an outro. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me on this cooking journey. This is actually one of my actually I would have to say this is my most favorite comfort foods, and I haven't had it in so long because I feel like it's kind of really high calories, so I don't eat it very often anymore. But yeah, it's my most favorite comfort food is mushroom pork chops. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Click a like for me, and please subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.